Let's do it to music. We really do dancing. So
let's first of all rent your hajimas. Right. Dan is going to warm us up.
So we're going to do a line dance technique that actually I'll go there. That it's a very common dance in Australia. But what you do is normally you're going sideways, you're going front back, you're doing knees to elbow, you kick, and then you do a turn. So you do all four directions. But I'll show what I'm doing with my feet. So for the first 4 counts, we're going left to right. So each ni, san, shi. Then for the next 4, we're going forward and back. Maya to each ni, san, shi. The next 4, we do 2 knees to elbows. Then we do 1 kick. And then we do a sort of juji ash. So we jump out, cross, jump again. So that's 2 counts. 1, 2, 3. And then you start again from the side. So in summary, we do side, 2, 3, 4, forward, 2, 3, 4, knees to elbow, 2, 3, 4, kick, kick, crossover, start again. So, do you remember that? If not, it's okay. I'm going to, actually no, we'll do it for 4 rounds, and depending on how we feel, we can do it to music after the 4th round. But anyway, so, ich, ni, san, shi, ich, ni, san, shi, knees to elbows, kick, kick, crossover, each, side to side, forward, back, knees to elbows, kick, kick, crossover, side to side, forward to back, knees to elbows, kick, kick, crossover, side to side, forward, back, knees to elbows, kick, kick, crossover. So, well done, you did all 4 directions. Would you like to try that to music? What about now? Too high, too low?
All good, all good.
All good? Okay, perfect. So, I guess we'll do all 4 directions again, and then we'll stop. We'll call it a day.
Okay.
So. Side to side, forward, back, knees to elbows, kick, kick, crossover, side to side, forward, back, knees to elbows, kick, kick, crossover, side to side, forward, back, knees to elbows, kick, kick, crossover, side, forward, knees to elbows, kick, kick, crossover, side to side, forward, back.
Yeah, we just keep going.
Elbows, kick, I'm definitely sweaty. I hope you guys are as well.
That was fun.
That was fun. Can we do 2 more minutes, Dan? Could you just loosen everything up from the top down?
Excellent. Okay. Okay. 体操終わります。
Great.
No.
Kiano Hajimas.
Okay. No.
Kaisoku, Chudan Gumai, Kamaite. Right. And just warm up with some miyuchis and then some Kentucky berries, which is what we're going to focus on today. 20 miyuchis. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Fish. Pudge. Q. Ju. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Fish. Pudge. Q. Ju. Excellent. Make sure that you are bouncing it back into play. You know, you're in the pub, you've made that one attack, and then you're back to perfection. No one saw you do it. The other is don't telegraph with your shoulders. So some of you are, in order to get one shoulder back, you're taking one shoulder. So in order to get your shoulder forward, you're taking it back and then forward. A bit strange. Kentucky Gary. We've done it a million times, you all know it. It's about making a light scooping attack. Obviously, if you whack them, bang, it's going to hurt, and we're probably going to end up in prison, so let's just not do that. So it's a light little whack, scooping back, stop your attacker attacking you. From your right foot to the count. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Fish. Pudge. Q. Ju. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Fish. Pudge. Q. Ju. Okay, so Kesh and Q. For all of our attacks, whether it be coming into a punch, coming into an attack, there are some bits from Soku, from Gangnam style, from horse riding style that we always have to do. First thing is that we always push through with our hip. I've been talking about this for about a week, and like all of us, some of you do it fine on one side, but it's sort of not so great on the other side. So you're pushing in with your hip. If you're coming in for any movement, you're moving whatever it is, so your elbow or your knee straight into the center line. After that, everything changes depending on what the attack is. So in, out, so into a punch or into a knee. This first bit of using your body and pushing it through is where all the power for that attack comes from. From Hidari Chudangabai Kamaite. So we're going to do another kick to the balls. This time we're going to catch up with your back foot, flick, and come back down again. We'll do 5 on this side, and then we'll do 20 seconds in your own time. So, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, fish, I always go to 6, even though I want to do 5. What's going on? Ophelia, give us a demonstration. This thing that you do with your arm, is that for balance or is that?
Or this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just for balance.
Karaoke. It looks really good, and I've definitely seen senior senseis do it, but I don't know if I would naturally say.
I think it's because I'm overcompensating for whatever hip movement I'm doing.
Right. From Miggy, Chudangabai. And maybe what we'll do is we'll see what Ophelia's doing and do it from Chijigamai and see if that changes our form a little bit. So same thing, we're catching up with the back foot, kateking someone, coming back. So, itch, knee, band, cheek, go. It's looking pretty good.
Are you that fast?
Sorry?
How are you that fast? You do it. Your kick. You're really fast, as in your movements.
Do you want me to slow it down?
No, I want you to tell us how you're doing it so quickly.
How you do it really fast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's really slow, I feel like.
Yeah, so I'll show you how we do it really fast. The reason you do it really fast by basically hitting your back foot. So you're doing like that, like a pendulum swinging. So you come in that way. Does that make sense?
I'll try it, and
Cool. Well, in that case, same as yesterday, we're going to do 30 seconds, both sides. Actually, 25 seconds actually. Both sides. The idea is that you do attack and down, and then if you want, you can change tempo style, or you can change boxing style and jump through however you want. So Kentucky Gary, both sides in your own time. 25 seconds. I've got 1 minute and 25 seconds. That's not good.
What are we doing? I'm unclear.
what we just did, but swapping sides each time.
Yeah, but like alternating or couple on one side and then switching, or one is like right left, right left.
I don't mind, whatever feels comfortable, because I've not done this before.
Okay.
So let's start it again. In your own time, go. This is not as much fun as delivering 2 punches. There you go, and stop. Probably should have done it from one side, but I'll know for next time. This time we're going to land it. So we're going to say that they've got some kind of box on, they've survived it, so you've attacked them, you land, and you take them out with 2 punches. Make sense? Okay, that is a yes. Any questions?
Anything punches?
2 punches, 1 to the head, 1 to the body. Jaw, shoot. Okay. So, itch. Nice. Knee. Hey! Fan. Other side. Itch. Knee. Stand. It's looking really good. Just a little bit of a reminder, if you're finding it hard to catch up with the back foot, you can have this foot come sideways or through, but you really want that back leg to catch up so that you have enough room to kick. You want to do that. Let's stay in midi. And we'll do 20 seconds on each side in your own time. Same thing. Kentucky Jochu. Here you go. Hey! Right, stop. And from the other side, from Hidari Chichigamai. Got the count. And 20 more seconds. Go. And stop. Cool, Shinkoku. Grab some water. Good idea. Grab some water.
For the, well, that's only one side. As a defender, for this, the attack is an attack to the low region, to a golden target. And you're going to do what we were doing last week. You're going to bring your knee across, and you're going to cover. And I think there's a sort of, when you're doing it with this, what's it called? Ski, or like some, with the punching block, you're actually keeping both feet on the floor. For this, you're going to lift one foot up. So you're going to lift it up, and it's going to come across. Your knee's going to be pointing sideways, 90 degrees. And then what I do, we're going to practice this more when we meet in person again, but I curve my foot a bit. And what this does is it flexes your muscles here on the side of your shin, so that you're blocking with muscle rather than with bone. Because the front of your shin is this terrible thing to block with, both for you and for the person attacking you. So what you do, there's two ways. There's a sort of a curve in, and then you circle out and you kick, or you do it the Mizno Sensei way, just straight out and covering. And he'll give you a little hit as well, because he's mean. So from here, without putting your foot down, you're going to go from this cover straight into a Kentucky.
And this is Jungeri?
So the Jungeri and the Yakugeri is the attacker. So the attacker will do either a Jun or a Gaku Kentucky Geri to you.
Okay.
And you will cover with this. So the stance has to be Hiraki or Tai, whichever matches. So
but after you're in this position, then it's straight?
Yeah, straight in. Same leg. So we'll do just those a couple of times, just the block first. We'll do first, should we do 10 of the block? So we'll do 5 of the blocks, and then 5 with a kick as well, straight after, without putting your leg down in between. So each, knee, san. Good. So a thing to keep in mind is that you want the angle you want to be covering, because as you're covering your groin, the kick is probably coming at a slightly upwards angle, right? Because you know how we kick in and then we scoop out. So if I block like this, there's actually space for them to come in here. So I want my knee and my foot to be in front of the target. I want my knee to be on one side of my groin and my foot to be on the other side. And this is where the target is, in between. So I'm covering from both sides, so that the attack is coming from underneath. So do a couple more each. Knee, san, chi, go, and with the kick this time, rock, chit, hat, kick, Hiraki to Iki. Dan, can you angle your camera down a little bit so I can see what your feet are doing? Thank you. And we'll do the same thing, so bringing your knee across, bring it up and covering the thigh groin area. and then kicking. We'll do 5 with that. We'll do 5 without the kick and then 5 with the kick. Each. Ni. San.
Oh, sorry, I'm just doing the kick.
Chi. Go. Look. Sit. Catch. Two. Two. Good. Cash. So when I can you do anything else?
No, it's looking really good. So it's very impressive. So obviously someone's Kentucky'd you, and for some reason with this, they're coming in here, so you're blocking and going straight back for the same target. I think it's just karma technique. I'm not sure that it's a practical technique, but I've certainly not seen it in Randori, for example. But it is great.
Hmm. Yeah, it'd be great if you could actually get it to work, I think. But it's a bit scary, even as the defender. Because you learn after a while, if you do it wrong, boy, is that pain. Your leg's about to fall off.
Mm-hmm.
So this moves on into from hizaruke to samboke. And sambo means 3 parts, because this is the only area we haven't really blocked up until now. Well, we did last week, but that was way off syllabus for you. So this is section number 1, section number 2, section number 3. So you're blocking groin, body, head, all in one go. And the thing to think about here is to make sure they all connect. So you don't want there to be a gap. Either here, now there's a gap between my arm, between one arm and the other arm, or here, now there's a gap between my hand and my knee. And the key to doing that is to get your knee up high enough that it can cover, that your block can continue. Because it can also not be this, you're now not blocking your head. And then you need to form a beautiful, the final thing to look for, this is great because we've got cameras. You want a curve. So I want my block to start here and curve upwards, like so. We have to stand in front of Ms. Lucy like this for a while, as he was going around correcting us. And the way to get into this block is the same as we do with Juju, okay? When you start big and then you narrow it down. The same you want to do the same thing here. So you don't want to go to shortcut up. Then you're not blocking anything. So everything has to start on the other side. Your leg's already on this side, one arm's on this side, this arm's on this side, and then it all comes across and creates a wall. So make sure you're not cheating at any point, and so not blocking your head coming from underneath. This has to come from above, beneath, and then this slides up. And then you've got to do the same thing again. You've got to Kentucky them back. For this one, you can kick other places as well, but why would you kick anywhere else when you can kick Kentucky? So from here, Kentucky and down. And the thing for down to think about when you're doing this, you can only Kentucky them when they're kicking you, because their leg is up in the air.
Yeah.
So this has to be fairly fast. It can't be, it has to be almost immediate.
Yeah.
It has to be just long enough to cover so that you can get them back again. And that goes for the other one that we were doing as well. So we'll do them, should we just train them with the kick because we've already done this. So we do a couple slowly, but doing the whole thing, so coming across, covering all parts of my body, and kicking. Dungeon, any questions? Crystal clear? Great. Yeah, let's go. Each. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rok. Shich. Hach. Kyu. 2. Good, and your exhale. This time from the other side. Your front leg is coming across, blocking. Backhand, blocking your Chudan, and front hand blocking your Jodan. So each one coming across. Make sure you're creating a straight wall. And even if you look at it from the side, it's a wall going up. It's one line from whichever angle you look at it. So it should be connecting. So you're looking at it in the mirror. Good. That looks about right. And from then you just add a kick. Easy peasy, right? This isn't hard. Maybe. So to the count, couple slowly. Each. Knee. Side. Chi. Ko. Look. Sit. Hut. Two. Do. Yes, Shinkoku.
I can normally get most of the elements, but there's always one thing that I leave out, whether it's I go for the top, but then there's a gap between hand and knee, or I do that, but this isn't high enough, or maybe I get that, but then I don't know, I'm too powerful with my kick. So
Yeah.
it's
One thing I was noticing, so what you're defending against is someone coming in really large. If it was me attacking, not only would I come in almost a stride and a half, I would come in and whack you as far forward as I could, right? Hopefully with my DMs on. So you're coming in at some kind of real solid angle. So the idea is it's coming that way, right through. And the thing about that is twofold. One is that you need to meet it. So in the single form, we're going for this beautiful dancing goddess route. But in a real form, you're going to have to meet it. And that was the point I wanted to make for all of you, which is that don't do it here on your knee, but do it at the end of your knee as much as possible, as far away from you as possible, so that their shoe, in my case, their shoe will probably come here. You know, I may lose an arm, but at least they won't get my full body. So that was one aspect of it. And you are supposed to meet it, Dan, so that invariably happens. The other point I wanted to make was that I find it really hard to do Kentucky back. So I'm really glad we got the opportunity to test it, because I've forgotten that we should do that. My preference is to come here and attack almost with a Sokte or a Moshi, because I just find it easier to go for the body. Also, it makes a much nicer thump on Vincent, so I quite like that. If I get him in the balls each time, he sort of cries. So, and the other reason to do that is, you've done this before, if you come in, they attack you once, you attack them back, you go into block, they attack you again, and you kick again. So effectively, somewhere on black belt, is this in your syllabus or my syllabus?
I think you need to stand down.
On somebody's syllabus, you have to be able to do this.
I think it's yours.
2 kicks. Well, that's just depressing.
You.
Very depressing. So should we try that?
Yeah, can I make another comment about the weight, what you were saying? Or like another thing that you can help think that might be helpful when you're thinking about it. You're thinking about making this curve with your body, right? With your arms and legs. Try and have that curve even extending into your body. So if you're doing this way, but your body is crunching up a bit, you're inherently coming too far back. If you let so when I do it, my body curves as well, and that gives me more sort of bounce, or at least I feel like it gives me more bounce. So that it's not just the block itself that's curving, but your body behind it is also curving outwards a bit. and that gives you that extra distance, so you're actually coming in, because you do have to hit it, have to block it before it reaches full power. Yeah, that's it.
Makes sense. Sounds good. Do you want to count us in for a double Dan?
Okay. So what we're doing, block, kick, right? Just doubling it up.
Doubling it
Just
up.
leave it up one. So each. Knee. San. Cool. Stopping sides.
Ooh.
Look. Sheets. Hats. Flip. Two. Yes, man, that's hard.
It's really hard, and I realise watching us in the mirrors, the reason it's hard is because you have to go into block, kick in a normal stance, go into block again, kick in normal stance.
Yeah, you can't hold that. You can't hold those arms while you're kicking them.
No, it's really, really hard. I've learned a thing. Any questions? That is, we've gone through a whole of a syllabus. No? In that case, let's go to Howard. We've just got off a course out for sport, and I thought we'd share that. It was called the Off-Duty Doctor, and it was a mindfulness course. And they went through 3 techniques, which I've seen a million times before, but what I really liked about this guy is he just explained the science of it really, really well. So I don't know, have you guys played with mindfulness techniques? Have you heard of any of them?
Yeah, they do it particularly in high schools and universities. They try and promote it.
I watched endless Home and Away when I was growing up, and I was just always thought Australian schools were pretty hippies. Now I'm like definitely sure of it. The last thing he looked at was just the muscle relaxation exercise. We've done this a million times. I'm sure you guys have to, where you tense your muscles and you let it go, and you sort of tense to. What he was saying was that, you know, your fatigue. What the science that he was talking about, which I thought I'd share with you, was this idea that you're fatiguing the muscles, right? So part of coming to Kempo is obviously, I think Gunjan and I share this, part of letting go of stress is simply stopping work for at the end of the day, right? Stop work, get in, do something that tenses your muscles, and then you can go, I earned dinner. So there's definitely that element of it. This technique is simply doing the same thing, maybe as you're going to bed, tensing your feet and then letting go of it, and so on through your body. Anything to add, Ophelia, that you took away from that particular exercise?
I thought it was interesting what he was saying about again, like all these exercises and stuff that I've seen in Kempo as well. And yeah. I think it's interesting that all the instructors will go, well, it's kind of like mindfulness, but it's not mindfulness. It is definitely mindfulness. Maybe it came first. Maybe it became before mindfulness became a big trend, but it's definitely the exact same thing they're teaching.
Yeah, no,
it was interesting. I thought it was interesting to the origins behind the breathing, and the fact that there's actually something in your body that you're triggering when you're doing this. You're not just like calming your mind. You're literally flipping an off switch on this like fight or flight mode in your body.
Indeed. So let me go back to that. So I was just talking about the third exercise, but I'm going to flip to the exercise that Ophelia was talking about. So it's called the balloon belly breathing exercise. And the idea is exactly as we do in Zazen meditation. He was talking about taking in a breath, filling out your, you know, if you're breathing from your chest, you're probably hyperventilating. But if you're taking full breath in, taking it into your lungs, filling out your belly and bringing it back again, you're taking air and oxygen through your body. But what he was saying, which I thought was really interesting, was that it comes from the cranial nerve, which I didn't know till today. This idea that it's coming from, this idea that the cranial nerve is the thing that's taking the messages from your brain and telling your body that you're tense and you need to breathe more, and is causing you to, is actually something that you could reverse. And I know from, I don't know if any of you have seen this, but there's a kit out in America that they give to kids. You can basically attach it to another human being and then use your computer to control that other human being's arm. Have you seen this kit? No, it's a neuroscience. It's like a 12-year-old's neuroscience science project. And I got really excited by the concept that someone was teaching us the science behind it. The last one that I wanted to talk about, Ophelia, was the 5 senses exercise. Again, I've read this in different contexts, but then thinking about it in Kempo really caught my attention. The idea was that you bring your attention to 5 things in the room. You then bring your attention to 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can feel, 2 things you can smell or taste, and 1 thing you're grateful for, right? But actually what I was thinking about was how, and then he went through the idea, and I've known this for a long time, there's this bit amon and tenchu that we rub. That's where our lymphatic part of our brain is, that idea, basically the bit of our brain that's left over from the dinosaurs and is still controlling our emotions. What I was thinking about was how much of those things is what you do in waza and techniques. We spend almost 20 minutes going, you're touching my hand here. Is it this way? Is it that way? I've often thought that if you've got a punch coming to your head, you can't really worry about the future or the past and get really upset about it. But I am beginning to wonder that if we're doing techniques to the level that we've been doing them, i.e., if you put your finger here, does it hurt if I do this? Ow, yes, it does. And that kind of level of detail that we go into, I'm beginning to wonder if that too is mindfulness. So that's what I took away from today. As ever, I talked too long, so I'll stop there. Ranchu Awaramas.
No.